I think it's important to support other democracies because if we don't protect other democracies, how can we expect our own democracy to thrive?
Do you think that Taiwan is important for the United States?
Yes, of course.
Well, first of all, it's a country that has been allied with the U.S.
Taiwan is a standing democracy, and I think there's a tendency of dictatorships to attack liberal democracies like Taiwan, like Ukraine.
Yeah.
I think it's important for everybody in the world, not just United States.
各位朋友们，大家好，安大家好，我是苏探，欢迎收看这一期的节目。我现在到美国纽约 Central Park 这里，要问在这边的美国人或是来自世界各地的人一些跟台湾有关的问题。为什么台湾对美国来说很重要？然后第二，美国人愿不愿意保护台湾？我们来问一下，在这边的路人是怎么想的哦。Okay, 开始。I'm going to ask you two questions. First of all, why is Taiwan important for the United States?
Well, first of all, it's a country that has been allied with the U.S. Since before World War II, in the sense that that actually was China that we recognized. And of course, after losing the war in 1948, the nationalist Chiang Kai-shek moved to Taiwan. And so we've had the relationship ever since. But most important, it's become a thriving democracy.
Yes.
It's a very, very important economy. And the important thing is that the people want to be free, and that's critically important.
Yeah, and you should ask Taiwanese people who do they want to be with, right?
Absolutely.
And the second question is also related to the first one. Do you think the United States should protect Taiwan in case that something bad happens?
Yes, and obviously it's a very, very delicate dance because we have the official one China policy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, of course, we have sold arms and given support, and we are the bulwark of Taiwan support. If it hadn't been for the U.S., despite the one China policy, of course, Taiwan would have been in a very untenable position. So yes, but I think it has to be done in that way because we don't want to have a world war, and we're also tightly interconnected with the Chinese economy, as is Taiwan. Taiwan is as well. But the problem for the Taiwanese is that there's a tremendous amount of Chinese propaganda and influence in Taiwan that affects their elections, and it's a very troubling kind of situation. But the U.S. should make it a very high priority, which it is, in protecting Taiwan. I agree.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thanks a lot. You really know a lot. Why do you think Taiwan is or is not important for the United States?
I don't know if it's important militarily or diplomatically, other than, I guess, historically, the fact that we've supported them since, 1949, and I suppose it's hard to just walk away. So and also the fact that they have all the computer chips in the entire universe. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with our interest.
And they're also allied with the United States.
Yes.
And do you think that in case that something bad happens, that the United States should come and protect Taiwan?
I'm not necessarily someone who's big on military intervention, so it's not my first thought is that it's a good idea. Also, that we would have to send people tens of thousands of miles away, and against a force that is 20 minutes away. So I don't know necessarily. I'm not sure I would be in favor.
First question. Do you think that Taiwan is or is not important for the United States, and why?
I think Taiwan's important for the United States.
Yeah.
Sure. We get a lot of resources there.
And if something bad happens, because Taiwan is a democracy, and they are threatened by China to be invaded. And if something bad happens, do you think that the United States should come and protect Taiwan and support Taiwan?
I think any country that's paired up with the United States should have the right to be protected by the United States. That's what we do best.
Okay, the first question. Is Taiwan important for the United States? If it is, or if it is not, in your opinion, and why?
Well, I feel like all cultures are important for the United States because the United States has a vast opening of different cultures. We're one of the few continents that allow everybody in. So, everything is,
There was 1 million Taiwanese Americans here.
Exactly. So
the relations are
I feel
there.
Like, of course. They're an addition. You know what I mean? Why not?
Great. And do you know that Taiwan is currently being threatened by China and there might be an invasion, there might be a war? Do you think that if anything bad happens to Taiwan, that the United States should protect Taiwan and help Taiwan?
Well, I mean, if they're a gathered ally, then yes. I mean, if not, then I mean, you kind of gotta just let things flow how they flow because wars are created for a reason. You know what I mean? So if they have to clean house over there, and we, you know what I mean, over here, whoever's over here from over there, by all means, leaves them here so that they're safe. You know what I mean?
Well, President Biden said that the U.S. has a commitment to help Taiwan if anything bad happens. So
he said what now?
That the U.S. has a commitment to help Taiwan if anything bad happens.
Well, they feel like they have a commitment to help everybody across the world. So.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good one. 我们现在换了场地，我们现在到了 Times Square 这边，就是人潮最多的地方。那在这里我要访问一些路人，他们对台湾的看法。台湾是不是对美国来说很重要？然后美国要不要保护台湾？好，我们开始吧。If something bad happens to Taiwan, the United States should protect and should help Taiwan.
Of course.
Thank you.
I think it's important for everybody in the world, not just United States. Everybody is important, so as well Taiwan and every country in the world. So I think that's that's what I think. So everybody's important. We just gotta live together.
So you think if something bad happens, if somebody attacks Taiwan, should the United States protect and help Taiwan?
I mean, if somebody attack any country in the world, if anybody can do something, I mean, they should, if they can. So I think it's the best way. So
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So do you think that Taiwan is important for the United States and why?
I do think it's important. I think it's important to support other democracies because if we don't protect other democracies, how can we expect our own democracy to thrive?
Wow. So if something bad happens to Taiwan, you know, some countries want to occupy it and invade it. Do you think the United States should protect Taiwan?
I think so. Of course, that's going to create big worldwide problems because then that's going to put us probably at war with China. And nobody really wants that. But in the end, you have to do what's right.
So the democracy should unite.
I think so, yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a good one.
All right.
Thank you. Well, do you think that Taiwan is important for the United States and why?
Yes, I absolutely do because it isn't it part. No, it's not part of part. What? Because the United States is supposed to be caring and to help out with Taiwan and to help out with all companies. Oh my God! Everything that needs help.
Thank you so much.
No,
So you think if anything bad happens to Taiwan, if it gets attacked, the United States should protect the democracy?
I think so.
And help them?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thanks a lot. Do you think that Taiwan is important for the United States?
Yes, of course,
And why do you think so?
because it can protect United States from the Chinese influence.
So you think that if something bad happens to Taiwan, should the United States interfere and help it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So here I have a person from Germany. So what I wanted to ask you, if Taiwan is important not only for the United States, but probably for the whole world, including Europe.
Yeah, I think it's very important because Taiwan is a standing democracy. And I think there's a tendency of dictatorships to attack liberal democracies like Taiwan, like Ukraine, etc., etc. And I think it's important to stand in for these values. And that means if the situation necessitates it, that you need to defend it by force. So military funding, etc., it's very important because it's necessary for defense,
Wow, this is a great answer. And do you think that if anything bad happens to Taiwan, probably not only the United States, but maybe Germany, the European Union, like all of the democracies, including Japan, Korea, should stand up and protect Taiwan?
In my heart, I would say so. I'm not a politician, I'm not big in geopolitics, etc. I have no idea about these things. But just from an emotional perspective, being a Western citizen, enjoying all these liberties that we have in Western countries, I think that the Taiwanese people deserve them too. And it would be very sad to see that they lose them just because, I don't know, maybe financial interests are bigger than interest in people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Taiwan is a very progressive society with the universal healthcare. It's the first country in Asia that legalized same-sex marriage, and they're really, I think that on many issues they're even more developed than some countries in Europe or here in America. So I think that we should unite and protect them.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, do you think that Taiwan is important for the United States, and why?
Yes, it's important. I mean, for any country, cross-culture is really important for it to grow. You just cannot stay with, the people of the same country. If you really want to grow, you have to value what's coming in as well. So.
And do you know that Taiwan, it's a democratic country, and right now they're under threat of invasion. If anything bad happens to it, do you think that the United States and the other democratic allies should stand up and protect it?
It should. It definitely should. I mean, if you have the power to go and protect someone, you should definitely use that power to protect them.
Thank you so much.